Well, actually, between those two portions, we have two revelations, which are, one can say, different by their nature. In both, we fail, let's say, okay, but from different reasons. The revelation on the sea, on the Red Sea, on the sea, it means there is an opening and a revelation, and something is being touched in human consciousness that caused part of human consciousness to sort of drown and part of it to emerge as a new possibility. Now, it is to do with the revelation of the world of Reformation, which is the world of Atzilut, but it's through Bina on the sea. So what we see on the revelation there is that there is a possibility of being able to internalize it through the poetry and through the song, yeah, that sort of gather the consciousness, okay? But they were so awed by it, so it in a way it frees them. Yeah, and they were frozen by, one can say, by the beauty of it. Okay, but they were able to actually keep it as the sort of imprints that they could release, and the release of the imprint is the song. Okay, it's the song of the sea. Yeah. Now, in this portion of Yitro, we have a different revelation, and we cannot actually penetrate to it without Midrash. Midrash is saying that actually, when it happened, Israel died. Why? Because the spirit actually left them. It required two angels for each one to bring it back, to bring the spirit back, meaning there was death. They were dying. In terms of, it's like shattering. The light was sort of escaping them, going back to its root, but something brought it back, and this is coercion. Yeah, the spirit wanted actually to go back to the source of its arising, but it needed to choose to. It's very much to do with its Yitzhak. It needed to choose life within the journey of the body, which it could not yet maintain. Okay, so it's a different revelation.
Who chose life?
Israel chose life.
Israel
Meaning,
chose life.
yeah, if they would not, they could. In that respect, they were coerced into life, but they could choose not to accept it, but they did. Okay?
But it was their will
they
to receive to themselves that chose life.
They say, when they say we are willing, I do. I mean, even though, after I understand it, I want to run away, you can't. I said I do. Okay? So they said, I do to the canopy of light. This is why it's the imagery of marriage, because there is a canopy of light that actually sort of engulfs them, and the spirit tries to go to the source. It is brought back, and it's really a description of shattering. But how it will be brought back through the process of reforming. So because the canopy that is Torah will stay, and because it was coerced or it was forced upon them, there is always a promise that they can use it to draw it back into the promise and then reform themselves according. So it's a different revelation.
Is it a different light that comes back?
A different life?
Light. When Rabbi is saying the light, it left.
Yeah. Well,
they were dying.
It's a different perception of light. It's the same light, but a deeper and larger perception. It suggests, or let's say, the Midrash wish to make the difference between the revelation on the sea. It calls it Zaranpin because it has judgment in it, and the revelation on Mount Sinai, which starts with hate, meaning of a deeper understanding of the deficiency. It ends with the whiteness and mercy of the face of Erech Anpin, a full-fledged Erech Anpin. Okay, so yes, there is a difference of natures as well. I think because it's judgment on the sea, there is a possibility of it's closer to us, so we are able to express it through singing it, through sort of feeling that we can use a language that allows us to approach, which is different with Torah. Then it's a whole new conditioning of language that need to occur in us. So within the revelation of Torah, it's more to do with shattering and reforming, shattering and reforming. Yeah. So yes, there is a difference.
Bishalach landed in me in a way more intense and received easier, with a lot of as well somatic reactions, and this one is kind of I am having more difficulties of connecting to it and in the same way than
it's evading us. I think Yitro is truly we need to see the distance. We feel the distance more. In Bishalach, we feel the calling. In Yitro, we feel the distance. Yeah, so it's true.
Is it okay to leave it at that distance, to feel that distance? Because it doesn't feel right.
No, it's right, but it depends what you're going to do with it. How are you going to use this feeling of distance? If you're going to work from it as a discovery of truth about the gap between us, and you wish to close the gap and you wish to approach and feel closer, it means that you're using it in the right way. It's not by itself. Our feeling is not being to be judged as good or bad. What we do with them.
It feels like trying to get closer and failing.
Failing is very good. Truly. Failing is better, because otherwise we're going out as Rabbi Elazar on the donkey, feeling that meaning we achieved it, we attained it. Of course, failure is feeling a failure in spiritual journey is the best way to assure that you're on the right way. It's not a good, it's not a good selling point of spirituality as a whole. Yeah, but it's true. It's still you form a true prayer, a true need. Otherwise we look at everything as apart from ourselves, and we need to see the ugliness within us. The missing of ugliness is the missing of the letters, missing the language, missing the point from which we are able to connect. It's a huge revelation. It's a huge help. if we perceive it as such. Okay.
Why is it prayer allowed now, and in Bishalach there's no prayer allowed but action required?
It's timing. It's to do with timing. There are how to okay. But you have children, so it's good. It's a good example.
Good.
Sometimes
right around the corner.
Yes. Okay. Sometimes if you want to cross the road with your children, there's no time to explain to them it's dangerous. You just need to pull them. You know, just need to pull them. Other times you have time to explain to them. You know, to sort of bring them with a notion. Okay. At that moment, it was time to pull. There was no time for explanation or for understanding the gap. It needed to be a proclamation of how the responsibility that without words, later words came in singing. Yeah. And now when there is, when we are within the laboratory of human evolution, there is time to develop the language, a language of connection, which is prayer. Yeah, to go. So it's different states. Okay, one state is salvaging, saving by statement of belief, and one is growing and teaching. Yeah, there's different timing. Yeah, usually we mix them. No, it's a great study to know the difference between the timing as well. Okay, when is the time to pray for the Messiah will come and Israel will establish, and when it's the time to declare that Israel is established as a state. Then we learn how to sort of sort ourselves out within it. So there are moments within a personal journey, personal in terms of the whole spiritual journey, that we need to sort of salvage by expression through action, through declaration. It's a declarative act, one can say. Yeah. Yes.